Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final installment of Season Zero Monday Xfinity Racing here at Homestead. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome to a very special episode where Packers and Nathan, Agent Orange, are going to be duking it out in order to see who will be champion. I have the points up on board with me right now, and there is a very tight 41 points separating those two drivers. Meaning, essentially, Nathan has to finish eighth or better this race going into, coming out of this race. So, we have a lot of racing that can be done tonight. BS is going to be joining me up in the booth. He's going to be joining us later. And then same thing with Brandon, B Right Racing. He will be our in-race reporter joining here in a hot second. So right now you guys have me to deal with and listen to right now. So how is everyone doing tonight right now? We have a wonderful race in store for y'all tonight. We had the Sunday series last night, and that was a show. The key to that race was strategy and making sure you do not lose the draft, as was told by Hunty Wild, finishing P2 that race. We had in the 100 laps that we ran, you cannot lose the draft once. So that means you have to be pixel perfect the entire race in order to even have a chance at the win. So hopefully these guys have practiced and put in a little bit of thought for their strategy. Basically, honestly, if you ask me, if you see one person coming on down, you have to follow suit. So. There is a lot that can be done in store for tonight. Of course, we will have some drivers that won't be joining us tonight. US Check Enterprise and Baseball Kid both will not be here, as well as Dakota Drake won't be here as well. So those three are the for sure's not to start. However, we do have a couple what if scenarios. If we run a 25%er, meaning we have 8 or less drivers, that means Nathan is guaranteed a championship. However, if we have the ability to do a 100%er, not 100%er, a 50%er, then that means Packers has a chance at the title. Like I said, Nathan has to finish eighth or better before actually starting this race. So we have BS in the party now. How are you doing today, BS? And there's Brandon, our in-race supporter. How are you guys doing today? All right, good talk. BS just left. So, Brandon, how are you doing today?
Good.
All right. So, if you were watching last night, you know that draft is going to be very key. You are starting P2 alongside Cyber, and you have had this race circled for quite some time now. Any particular strategy that you have up your sleeve, or do you not, or do you just want to kind of wait to see for the fans?
I think it's wait and see. I think we're just gonna ride for the first half and then
Well,
push it second half.
Well, right now we actually don't know if we're running a 25%er or a 50%er. As soon as we get done with this, which is going to be here in one hot second, BS rejoining us now, so welcome back. I am going to get into the Discord for one hot second. So, yeah, go ahead. BS, you were in this race last night. What are the major keys to this race? I'll be right back. I'm going to start setting up the lobby as I talk to the Discord for the pre-race notes.
It looks like you have 9 people in Discord,
Ooh, interesting.
so it should be 100 laps.
Yes, that's also championship implications because remember Packers needs at least 9 other drivers on the track in order to really have a shot. If there's only eight
So,
or less cars, then the title's already confirmed.
so
But
Nathan had to
forget
finish ninth.
Nathan has to finish eighth or better. He can finish ninth, but he has to lead the lap to make that work.
And does Packers have to win?
I mean, yeah, well, that would be if Nathan finished like ninth and didn't lead a lap, Packers would have to win If Nathan finished 10th, Packers would have to finish second, and
Alright.
so on. I think the math changes a little bit somewhere in there, but I'm not going to go that deep into it. I only did the clinch scenario for Nathan.
It's not like Nathan's the favorite right now.
Pretty heavy favorite in my opinion, but anything can happen. For sure, he could lag out in lap 3 and Packers wins. You just
Well,
never know.
I think Cyber's probably the favorite for the race.
He did finish second in the Cup race, so that's a very fair pick. I saw there were some good times laid down for qualifying, but who's going to have the long run speed here? And who's going to be able to stay in that lead pack to be relevant? And who's not going to make mistakes like hitting aprons and missing pit road and getting speeding penalties and all that good stuff.
Well, hopefully not me.
Yes, please do not repeat what I did last night. Still, that's Liam's fault though, because he brought out the caution and then my car went to shit. So I'm blaming Liam for that one. Totally had nothing to do with my lack of talent.
Oh, it's your fault, William. Still watching.
Should have fired him after that race. I actually watched the stream after that, and he was having so many technical
Yeah, I think
difficulties.
he's using the wheel.
Yeah, and he kept saying his shifter got disconnected or something, and I do not understand it all, but whatever. Oh yeah, Brandon, can you spam me with a few extra invites?
Yeah. Should I go 5 or 6?
I ran last night on the 5. I know you don't usually like what I run, but that's what I ran.
Well, I ran a 4 for Cup, so I think we'll go to 5.
I think I ran a 4 in testing for Cup as well, and I really liked it. So
Yeah, it was at least on default after that. On the long one, got a little loose off of 2.
I feel like my car got a little looser after I put in my adjustments, but maybe I just had bad adjustments. I don't know.
I took the wedge up and it's fine. I don't know. I have no idea what to do tonight because I haven't ran Xfinity Homestead in a while. Probably just gonna go how the car feels to do this.
That's fair, and based on your qualifying lap, I think you're in pretty good shape. It'll be all about staying in the front pack.
Yeah, just gonna take it easy and ride.
I tried to do that last night, but I would be like the last car in the pack, and I would go into the corner and I would just end up under somebody somehow. Like, okay, why are you guys going up there? And it would kill my runoff because I couldn't use the
Yeah,
entire track like I wanted to. And then I got out, and then if I got out in front of them, they would just send it into the corner, and I would get either moved up the track or maybe I would get really tight on entry, and then I couldn't make the bottom like I wanted to. It was the race was really strange, and it rubbed me the wrong way.
yeah. This is one of the tracks everyone has a different lifting spot. I like to lift early and then back up the corner and then get the good one off.
Well, I will say I think my lifting point was earlier than everyone else's. They would just drive it in, and then they would slow up to like 10 miles an hour slower than me, and that's how I would get beside them somehow.
And then
It would,
they kill the exit speeds.
yeah. And the thing is, the more you turn the car, the more likely you are to get loose. The way I usually like to drive it when I'm by myself, I like to get as low as I can, and then get pointed where I want to be going off, and then not be turning the car on exit. It kind of helps with that low grip portion of the track, especially in turn 2.
Yep, like doing 100 laps tonight.
Yes, we are actually. We do have enough in order to break that barrier. So 9 people will be joining us, much like what we had last night. 9 drivers are actually is what is needed in order to run at 50%. However, next season, I'm not the fun season, of course. There was a little bit of confusion there. Season 1 proper, since it's all the Cup Series, there is no need actually for. Are we running 50% or are we running 25? Because it's all going to be 25. That is what makes the Lights series special. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how things turn out with that. Like I said, we are rocking in here in 2 minutes. That's when we're going to start the timer. I gave everyone a little bit of heads up, and of course, for everyone knowing what's at stake right now, this is the only day that we don't know who the champion is going to be going into this race. So it's going to be either Agent Orange or Packers. So we're going to see how that kind of turns on out.
I will say with 9 drivers, Agent Orange is the pretty heavy favorite here. What he has to have happen to him in order for Packers to win is he has to basically finish last, and Packers needs to win.
Yes, literally, and pivotally, not lead a lap. If Nathan leads 1 lap, then he can finish 9th and be fine.
And yes, that is true. And thank you for
So,
calling that out, because I totally
If I'm
ignored
Nathan,
that.
I'm trying to get a lap let early then.
oh yeah, If I'm Nathan right now, I would storm my way to the front to get a lap led, and then you don't even
Who
have to
cares?
worry about the rest of the race. You just won the title. If you lead 1 lap, that is the title right there.
I think I'll be riding on board with him when the race starts.
Of course, yeah, he is going to be lining up in P4 with Packers being right behind him in P6.
Ooh.
All right, guys, it is 10:10. I'm going to start the timer. Good luck. All right, so it's going to be a wild one, I'll say. Of course, with a lot of potential for people overshooting the corner. If that's what I heard you guys talk about correctly, people shooting the corner, not really taking the line that they want to, but it's going to be very draft dependent.
Yeah, we saw it in the Sunday Xfinity series. We had 6 guys in the front pack in the first part of the race. I think there were 3, maybe 4, if I count myself on the very outside of that were a little bit better than the other 2. But the other 2 were able to hang right on it. They were strong enough in the draft to hang right on in there and compete with us. And I think I was probably a step below the podium guys as well. So I think there's a speed difference when you're by yourself, but in a pack, it's gonna be all about who's in the front pack and who's relevant.
All right, there we go. Did you got your invite correct? BS, multiple invites.
Yes, I have. Yes.
All right. Well, just in case, I'll send you one more, so you'll have I think a grand total of 3 invites out there. All right, let's go. I think the one's definitely to watch is Nathan. Of course, just based on just what we just said about just leading the lap. That is at any point he could stay and then run out of fuel, and then putt around all the way there. Packers needs to be aggressive as well. Packers can't be the usual la-di-da kind of Packers. He needs to be the aggressor here. No, and you guys are laughing. I'm being serious. Packers, if he needs to, if he wants to win this race, he has to go. He has to immediately pass Nathan, and that's the one thing. bold strategy by Packers by not putting in a lap. I think that was as much as I want to say an oversight. I think I don't also want to call it like this, but potentially he is kind of resigning himself that maybe this isn't his championship.
Yeah, if Packers really wants to have a shot at this, he really probably needs to send it into turn one as hard as he can here, because we don't know what could happen on the restart with those front two. They could have a massive.
He needs to get around Wolf's Gone.
Yes, worst card. That is looks like we are in line and we are going this time. Like I said, we are seeing one new guy here, Do. That is in the 54 Toyota Twix machine that we saw UK drive to a championship yesterday. So he'll be making his series debut and he will be joining us in the Monday series. So one thing I'm going to be doing is watching Nathan here. Pivotally, we are going to be seeing what he will do as we start this right here. That was a little bit of a jank restart from the 51 actually, but the 20 and the 7 was on it. And that is not what you want to see if you're a Packers fan right there. That is worst cut. Oh, worst cut, holding it stout on the bottom, but Nathan actually gets the worst of it right there. He actually lost a spot to Kalen, who is putting it 3 wide going into turn 3.
Very interesting opening lap, but Packers is trying to pass Nathan, but
Alright, well, Worstcott as well is actually holding stout in P2 right now. I don't know what performance enhancing... oh, never mind, there he goes. Alright, never mind, we're good. But yeah, now pivotally though, the 51 will get below the 7 here, and we'll get P3 out of that, and that is a mighty 4 spots ahead of Packers right there. So even if ooh, that was really close, almost chopping the nose of the 18 right there. The 18 now going to look down to the bottom, showing that he wants that position, and Worstcott's going to be running that top side. Like I said, you can see that pack mentality right here, and really, really close. Ooh, the 7's going to be in the wall, and he's going to stay there, but Packers gets loose! Oh, Packers.
I think he got put down there by someone else getting loose. I don't think he got loose on his own.
Okay, well, like I said, one thing that he needs to do is avoid those mistakes. He needs to be the aggressor here. He can't be affording anyone getting loose around him.
Yeah, and it's hard sometimes because other people getting loose is really outside your control, and you've got to go up there and pass him for position. You can't just sit there and wait for him to get loose. You've got to go up there and get him before Nathan leads a lap and puts his championship away.
Yes, and that's really what it comes down to, honestly. And it's a giant game of keep away. Essentially, making sure that you are. Essentially, making sure that Nathan is not able to lead a lap. If that, I don't even know if Nathan is aware of this. If he's watching this right now, literally all he needs to do is like stay out an extra lap. Even if he runs out of fuel, that's a championship right there. BS, would you be willing to do that, or are you willing to play it just safe and just go for P8 or better?
I think he can pretty safely get P8 or better. I don't think that in the single race, I don't think staying out one lap just to get the lap lead to secure it is worth as much as just finishing P8 or better. I don't think that's an unreasonable expectation for Nathan. His worst finish this season, I believe, is 7th at New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a reasonable expectation for him to finish top 8, regardless of whether he leads the lap or not. Of course, if he gets the opportunity, he should take it, but I don't think he should go out of his way to get the lap lead either. Gotcha.
And honestly, like both, and what I'm essentially getting at is that both are very much win conditions in and of themselves. getting a title by just leading a lap or just finishing 8th or better. But sometimes based on how you see it, one may be worth more than the other. And I feel like I personally would just like settle for the better odds of just running my race, and who knows, I may get a win out of it.
I mean, right now he's running pretty solidly in P3, and it doesn't look like the drivers behind him, besides the 18, are really doing much to catch him. I think that's
I don't know.
Packers starting to make his way forward a little bit.
I don't know. I'm seeing the 89 really start to close on down with the 5. There was a little bit of more of a gap between the 5 and the 89, but Brandon definitely showing that why he had this race circled. And because of that, because of how fast the 89's running, he's dragging the 51 and the 18 along with him. So this 1-car pack is going to be a 2 and then a 4-car pack.
We'll see, indeed. I was more thinking about the people behind Agent Orange when I was talking about that. They didn't seem to really be getting as good of a tow.
Oh, well, my bad. Well, but I guess that was a segue then. But as you say that, Packers is now into P5 right now, as Kalen is trying to get on around the 51. It looks like he's actually taking a little bit of a too shallow of an entry, and that kills the middle of his run, but the 51 gets super loose right there, and that's going to allow the 20 to get on below him right there. And yes, if the 20 is actually able to make the pass right there, then that is a net gain in points. However, more has to be done, of course. Packers has to go out and win the race in order for Nathan to finish P8 or better.
I think Kalen's got a really fast car. He was pressuring the 51 for quite a few laps, and he did finish on the podium in the Cup Series, only being bested by Cyber, our current leader, and Xander, who won yesterday's race. So I think he's pretty stout, and I think even Brandon commented in the Discord after that race that he had a hot rod on the long runs. So let's see if that plays out and that becomes a 3-car pack up there.
I always thought he was the best car in the long run.
Well, we're going to see if that transitions into the Xfinity cars. He has said and went on record that he actually hates the Xfinity cars and hates how they drive. They're so much tighter, more box-like than the Cup cars, which are naturally looser. So, interesting perspective.
I'm the opposite there. I love the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, and of course everyone has their preferences. I personally like the Xfinity cars more than the Cup cars. However, like I said, everyone changes their... Ooh, a little bit of a Packers lag right there. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe if he can hit the lag switch at the right time, he put the 51 back in the back.
Oh, yeah.
18 second.
Yep, 18 has just made the pass on the 89 right there.
Yeah,
Brandon
got on the wall.
Oh, he got into the wall. Okay, I was about to say, gonna try to side draft him, but I'd say stay in the draft, honestly. I would honestly say just like let the 18 kind of tow you up there, because it looks like he has pardon me, they have that long run capabilities that he had in Cup.
And speaking of long runs, Packers is a long run driver as well. Historically, we saw what happened at Kentucky and Las Vegas. He could, it looks like he's making his way forward now. I'm curious to see what he does this race.
Well, also, one thing that you definitely don't want to do is you don't want to take out your chances too early, because there was a lucky yellow, and even Xander called it in his post-race interview a lucky yellow that resulted in him winning that race. So, who know? There is no guaranteed yellows here in the Xfinity Series. There is only what the game is calling it. We could go green like we have done in the past, or we could have a string of yellows, and who knows? It could happen. However, that's going to change in the Cup Series. Starting with the Dash for Cash season, we will be incorporating in-game as well as manual yellow. So we're... Ooh, the 98 goes for a ride right there. I was on board with that. It just got way too loose. But yeah, you're going to see a potential for more yellows, is what I'm trying to say.
I was on board with Nathan there. Just time to see that loose split from the 98. I was about to say he was making some time on the 51. They looked
18's
like he
closing
could.
in.
Yes, that is one thing I'm seeing as well, is that the 18 is also closing in. You're starting to see, BS, as you kind of hinted at, the long run drivers start making their way to the front.
And I think that's really what this track is all about. I think for me, I found that the high line was really fast on freshies if I loosened up the car enough. But on the long runs, I really wanted to be as low as I could and as tight as I needed to be in order to have the grip coming off the corners.
Oh yeah, well, and honestly, but as the tires start wearing, you can see that the car is naturally looser. So I'm actually seeing Cyber kind of slip around a little bit. And it may not seem like it, but he's kind of sliding in the beginning of the turn. That just kills your momentum. That's where the 18s are really starting to shine.
I'm slipping around too.
Yeah, that is one thing that...
Lap 20, by the way.
Lap 20, so that means pit stops are going to be coming right around right now. Packers is hosting all kinds of lag. That is very unlike Packers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Liam racing on his account tonight.
Yeah, wait a minute. But
Liam would have spun out by now.
Oh yeah, Liam had a very unfortunate race last night. He, though being a trooper, did not quit and was in it for the fun of it. Finishing P3 in the standings, but last in the race.
And 18 has caught the 5 of Cyber. I'm going to see if he just rides along here until pit stops or if he tries to make a move here.
Oh, one thing I'm actually seeing is that the 51 is not liking his car right now. He has not moved away from the 98, and actually the 68 and the 54 are starting to catch him right now. I think the 51 is not quite in panic mode yet, considering that P9 is actually worse caught, and he is about a quarter of the track behind right now. But
Battle for the lead.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to rely on finishing P8 because, God forbid, you lag out, then all of a sudden, boom, you lost the title. Potentially.
If Packers wins, so.
If Packers wins. But right now, two Toyotas are up there. The 5 and the 18 are actually battling. The 18 has caught the 5 and is actually putting the pressure on our Cup Series champion here for Season 0, wanting to add a exclamation point to Season 0 here as the 18 starts getting loose. So everyone is putting it out on the line right there. And because of that, you can see who is pushing it a little bit more and getting loose. The 18 with a very interesting line. I like that. The later arc is going to allow for a straighter exit, and with the help of the draft, should be able to start building up that run in order to get into potentially making the pass here into turn 3. Oh, hey, where's Scott? How are you doing?
Oh my God, package like. I've never seen package like this, man.
I know, I've never seen it as well. That is interesting. Bold strategy.
This is Williams. This is about Williams like. Just let him go.
18 and the 5 still side by side for the lead coming off turn 4. And that's
Oh my God.
one thing about being side by side.
Oh, the 51. Ooh, did the 51 speed? Oh, that was really aggressive going on the pit road right there. The 51's actually coming on down. Brandon, what lap is it right now?
Lap 25.
Oh, okay, so he's exactly cutting it in quarters. Okay, so
I would be pitting this lap.
All right, well that would make sense, but yeah, I'm on board with Packers right now, and you can see the 18
coming in as well.
Yep, 18's coming in. The 89 of Brandon, as he said, is coming in. A little bit too conservative going on the pit road there.
Yeah, I did on Cup too.
We're here in the 54 pitting this time as well. So yeah, pit stops are happening. The 5 signaling right now. I'm assuming the 20 is going to be signaling as well. We're going to be on board with him to see if he will follow the 5 on down. So the pit cycle is now open and split between... Actually, no, I feel like what Packers are going to do, he's going to get that lap led right now. So that's 5 bonus points in his pocket, and that is it right there. So that's 5 bonus points no matter where he finishes that he gains on Nathan. And I can imagine he's probably going to come on down this time.
That would be correct. However, I don't think that does anything for the scenarios because the win already includes the 5 bonus points for leading the lap, so he still has to win.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying though. I'm just saying though that no matter what happens, that's still 5 bonus points. Even if hypothetically Nathan wins it by like 5 points, that's just what it is. 54, very short stop, and 54 is going to jump the 98. I think the 98 was far too conservative going on the pit road right there. Actually lost out a spot to the 54. The 5 is going to exit, and the 18, based on the undercut, will take the lead. I'm assuming, yep, Packers on pit road right now. What is Packers' speed? We're going to find out. The field's coming off of 4 right now. And Packers will exit, and he will definitely not have the lead, but he should be fighting just behind Brandon as he does exit. So he'll still be ahead of Nathan pivotally. And based on fresher tires, he will have a decent shot at taking it to the leaders now.
Ooh, Piper getting a little bit loose off turn 2 there, but it looks like Piper's closing up on the 51.
Yes, I actually just went on board with Piper as you were saying that, and that is the difference of 1 lap. Piper, though, having a very stellar race so far. If he can make the pass, that is going to be a top 5. Piper, though, almost no luck in the Xfinity side of things. Finished P6 in the Cup standings, but right now in the Xfinity Series, he has had a string of bad luck and unfortunately was not able to fight for a championship this season.
Very unfortunate, but I'm sure he'll come back stronger in the Cup season proper. And
oh my goodness! And that was the 7 absolutely getting into the 54 right there. I don't know if the 7 just got loose, but the oh my goodness! It seemed like the 7 just kind of... Oh, I don't know if he just didn't know that the 54 was coming up that high and try to go back down low, but oh, that's unfortunate for the 54, who was actually gaining a lot of... And because of that, he actually left the race right there. So, that's unfortunate, but that means...
Nathan's won the title.
Nathan's won the title. So...
Now it's all about who can win the race.
Now it's... Yeah, exactly.
It's closed back up on the 18. Those fresher tires are talking right now.
Yes, and that is actually what the 5 I've noticed always kind of prefers is kind of do a bit of a neutral standpoint and try to overcut his competitors by like a lap or 2. Not quite go as long as like say like Packers or the light or something like that, like Chicken would. He tries to look at his competition and try to overcut them specifically.
That makes sense. I mean, it gains him a lap advantage at the end of the race if he needs to save for some reason or go for another type of strategy call. But it's not enough to really put him at a disadvantage where he has to use up tire to try to catch someone.
Yeah, it's also unfortunate due to do left right there. His race definitely was not over, even though perhaps in his mind he thought it was. But definitely, I mean, being the season finale, there, there is always next season to go for. But it's unfortunate to see anyone lead because of that, because you never know how things are going to turn on out. Look at. What happened?
The screen went black. But we good.
Ooh, yikes. Plenty of comeback stories this season. One of them actually being with Nathan at Bristol. At one point, 2 laps down, came back, finished 4th on the lead lap. Cade at MRL Cup Dover was at one point 3 laps down, came back to 1 lap down, finished in the top 10. You know, it's all about never giving up. Road America, Xander led 24 out of 25 laps. Pete Colligator ended up winning that race, and Goose got his first podium in that race as well. Actually, first top 5, actually, while we look at that stat.
Battle for the lead here, 5 and 8. 5
And me at Texas, I came back to 6.
Exactly. Yeah, plenty of reason to just
Plus
keep your
Packers,
foot in
too.
it. Yeah, exactly. Finishing P4 with Packers, Brandon P6. There's a lot of reasons to just continue a race, even though yes, mistakes do happen. Some of it your own doing, some of it not. There's still always a reason to come on in and just finish out the race, because you never know where you're finish. Anywho, but yeah, the battle for the lead right now. I think Cyber is actually just content with just kind of riding right now, knowing that potentially the 18 has a better long run car. I feel like the 5 is just kind of biding his time. Very smart.
in the wall.
Oh, Piper.
Damn.
Piper, yeah, I think Piper's about to park it right now. He's slowing down right now.
It'd be hilarious
Yeah,
if he just sits at start.
No,
finish
he's
line,
gonna
just
he's gonna
watches
drive
the race.
he's driving backwards. He's gonna get removed from the race by doing that.
He's doing good too.
Yeah, he was doing good.
The whole package is loose.
Yeah, I'm on board of.
Oh my god, Packers. Lagging again.
Can we give Packers a point penalty for letting Liam race on his account?
I think he did.
There it is.
And there it is.
There it is.
And
That was
Piper.
Bad.
And Piper has left the race, so if there was any doubt before, 100% confirmed, Nathan has won the title, so that is 2 cars out of this race. Again, unfortunate, but, you know, that's their own prerogative to leave if they want.
And I'll put worst card in the P7. I believe R. Heron in the P6.
Nathan
P5. Brandon P4. Packers P3. And then we've got battle for the lead still. 5 Cyber in second and Kalen leading.
And unlike yesterday, the field has really spread on out. That's one thing I'm definitely noticing is there is not that one pack that we saw from Sunday. There is actually there's like two packs right here in front, first and second, and then there's third and fourth in one pack. Nathan's by himself. Heron right behind him is by himself. And then you have Worscott by himself. So, like I said, with 7 drivers left, it's going to be one of these guys.
Yeah, I think as the race runs, unless someone makes a major mistake, the battle for the win is really between the 5 and 18, but 2 behind them definitely have to stay in it because they could have a speeding penalty or they could miss pit road. Like we saw mistakes on pit Cyber.
Oh,
really
5's just got loose right there. Exactly. That's motivation. If I'm the 20 or even the 89, just seeing little mistakes like that, just getting loose, saying, hey, the leaders are also not quite up to full song right now. They're not perfect. I can go and track them down.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this race goes on. It's a really long race. It's 100 laps, over an hour, so probably one of the longest races.
I
That
wish I had this
we've,
long one speed, the first one.
I say that every run. Anyway, um, the I think it'll be a well, Packers is looking better so far, but I think it'll all come down to who makes mistakes and who doesn't, and if nobody makes a mistake, who's got the fastest car.
And right now, that is up for debate because that 5 is starting to lose the draft of the 18 right now. The 18 definitely showing the speed that he can actually have underneath that hood. The 5 just maybe having the same speed, but just not the handling to go along with it. So I don't know if he chose maybe like a too high of a preset or the adjustments are not tight enough because you can tell right now that he's sliding going into the turn. And because of that, that really hurts his exit, and he's not quite able to get the power down like the 18 can.
We're not losing time to him. I think that pit road entry win my race.
Well, plenty of time to make that up because we saw, like I said, yesterday, Xander had a speeding penalty. The only reason why he came back was because of a lucky yellow, so definitely anything can happen.
I need that luck.
Yeah. I saw you in that race commenting, saying that, yeah, I need that luck. I'm just like, sometimes you do gotta have some luck when you race, you know?
Oh well, I watched that race. There's only one thing I've got to say about that, and it's that being lucky is a skill of its own.
True.
But everything, all things considering, though, it takes every decision that's made, both like season long, and that's why I love season long points. Every decision that's made about like, oh, do I pit on this lap, or you know, a leading lap here can come back and actually go out and potentially win a title. Nathan, by showing up every race, same thing with Packers, both had a chance at the title here, and that's a decision that's made right there. Xander missed a race in the Cup Series and did not put in a lap. That's a decision that came back to bite him. Although everything, it still would have been Cyber's championship, depending on if Xander would have actually showed up for Charlotte. But you know, everything can change depending on where you're at. You know, so that's why I love season long points because of that.
I will say as well, Kalen was my biggest competitor in the Xfinity Championship, but he missed a couple races, and that really put him out of contention.
Well, one thing that we definitely saw as well was the D's. Based on his PS4 essentially exploding, he was avid, showing up every week, putting in laps, got a pole position actually at Daytona, but ever since then, he's been out of it. So
lap 50.
Lap 50, half. Well, next lap is halfway, but yeah, essentially halfway through this race right now. 51's pitting this time, and I'll tell you what, that 5 is not. That 5 is not liking his setup right now.
One thing I noticed is that the 5 seems to have a short run car, where the 18 seems to have a longer run car.
Yeah, the 18 really likes that undercut. And honestly, one thing that I've noticed is when you have a good car, you're putting the control of the race in your hands. Even if he showed speed and actually to pass Cyber, and by short pitting here, essentially this guarantees that he's going to have the lead when he comes on out, and puts everyone else on edge. It's like, okay, so how do I circumvent that? Now, there's 2 ways to do that. You can either just pit super, super late and hope that tires will get you there, as 18 had a flawless stop right there, no speeding penalties or anything like that. Or you can match their strategy and just not let them go. I mean, there's two things that you can do, but I mean, by the 18 pulling the trigger right there, I see the 5 is still out on track unless
16-3.
he did. He is stopping this time. So essentially, he is pitting one lap after. So yeah, that is a big to do for
terrible
strategy.
stop.
Yeah, there goes the 18.
We'll go right on board with the 18 and see where he comes out.
Wait, where's the 5 at? Where's Cyber? Is he in
right.
his box? He's in his box right now. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, he has a better stop than I did.
Wait. Oh, there he goes. All right, he stopped moving. Then all of a sudden, he started moving again. I was about to say, like, wait a minute, did he leave? But no. But yeah, because of that, Cyber essentially put control of the race into 18's hands by doing that. He pit one lap.
18's got a big gap on the 5 right there.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely, even then, I felt like when you know that the 18 arguably has the faster car, you should have matched his strategy and then hope for the best, essentially. There goes Packers exiting pit road right now. We should retain P3, maybe, as Brandon actually may pass him on corner exit. It's going to be close, though. And it will.
I had a 16-2 stop.
That's with a 16-2 stop.
We'll
So Packers, I mean, I don't know. Packers' strategy of going long, I don't see how conducive it is right now, honestly. He's not gaining time, is what I'm trying to say. On those tires, he's gain. That was a massive lag from Packers right there. He's gaining time to the 89, but he needs to win the race. But even then, we already know that even if he wins the race, he's not winning the title. So maybe he's resigned himself to it, you know? I mean, I talk about the driver mentality all the time. Sometimes, you know, you're your own worst enemy, you know, on track and off track. So you're the one that analyzes every mistake and every line that you take, every position that you gain or lose. You know, you're your own worst critic, essentially. As the 7 gets really hyper loose right there, comes back up track. I wonder if he's going to go up top to kind of let these boys go. And will. Hopefully he doesn't bounce off the wall and come on down like he did with the 54.
What lap is it?
57.
Copy.
Well, one thing we can say for sure is that Worst Cut is not going to win this race. For anyone watching right now that is confused by my statement, Worst Cut said that he was going to win this race.
I feel like if things keep going the way they are, this 18's going to win this race.
That's what I'm thinking as well. So, looks like the 98... So, the 98 kind of has the same problem that Brandon has right now. He's far too conservative going into pit road. I've watched him when he comes into the pits and he's at a snail's pace going into the pits. Yes, it's making sure you don't speed, but you lose time on track because we all in real life NASCAR, you know, we talk about in lap and out lap. Well, your in lap is also still timing how quickly you get onto pit road. And then your out lap is how quickly can you get up to speed and then go and back around to the start finish line. The 98 is unfortunately losing time on the in lap.
Yeah, and it's really difficult. You've really got to find that balance.
I actually had to play good in lap. It was in the 16 two-stop.
Yeah, and that's actually
plus,
what Hunty said, that Packers major loose right there.
plus I saw the one outfield too. So.
But you can actually see that Hunty from the Xfinity series and the Cup race as well said that he only had like one stop below a 16-second, which is egregiously slow. But and that's actually one of the things that you can't really control as well. Sometimes having that Packers, yikes, that is a loose moment that he actually really controlled right there. So that's some good car control right there. But yeah, that's something that you can't really control. But you can actually see that it does matter at the end of the day.
It really, like, everything matters, like in lap, out lap, speed, strategy. It all has to come together.
Oh, and that's just where practice and getting reps in. Honestly, that's why whenever I know we have a difficult pit road or something like that, or just a difficult track as well, hey, practice. I told the Cup guys on the Indy road course, hey, just run like a couple laps and just know the boundaries. In fact, that was actually one of my keys to the race. BS, you were up in the booth with me. I was talking constantly about, okay, who knows their stuff? Who knows the boundaries for where, like, you can get a penalty at in turn 1, for example, as opposed to like a place like Texas where I told people to practice getting on the pit road. There were some that did listen to me, and there were some that didn't. Those that did, though, found their way to the front, and those that didn't, pivotally lost and got a speeding penalty. So like people, weirdly enough, like UK Wildcats, very unknown to getting a pit road speeding penalty, got one there. Nathan got one there. Xander even had a pit road speeding penalty. Hunty had a pit road speeding penalty. Everything like that matters when it comes to the bottom line. The bottom line being time.
And that's very true. Practice is very important. I find that there are some tracks where you can kind of get away with not having so much practice, but then there are some tracks where you have to put in lap after lap after lap to get a really good feel for it.
And actually, that's one thing I wanted to ask Brandon. Brandon, I know that you're busy with Packers right now, right behind you, but it seems like he's just kind of content with just following you. What track did you think was the hardest in the Cup Series schedule? Racing all but 2 races, I do believe, because of last place points.
Probably Dover, to be honest.
Dover, surprising. Why Dover?
I'm not good. I'm not good there, so I got top 5, so that surprised me. But those late race speeds though.
Oh yeah.
I always get loose off the corner.
BS, how about you? You raced apart from Mid Ohio, raced all the Xfinity tracks here, and because of that, you were able to win the combined standings. What was the hardest track for you?
I'm trying to remember what was on schedule. Let's see, it was Atlanta, Bristol, New Hampshire.
Mid Ohio.
Yeah, Mid Ohio. I missed that. Well, Mid Ohio wasn't that hard. I just missed it because of internet issues. But yeah, I think the hardest track on the Xfinity schedule was probably New Hampshire.
Oh, and that's honestly why I think New Hampshire is like the best for, especially the new guys coming into a league, because it shows who has the best car control. Honestly, if you ask me, that's just my lowly opinion, though.
Oh my. Jeez.
Nathan,
And
what are you
other
doing?
tracks.
He is watching the stream, commenting while he's racing right now.
Pegasus until he drove me in the corner.
Yeah, I had that happen a few times in
Well,
my race as well.
Nathan, if you're
Oh,
watching right
lag,
now,
lag.
you are officially the champion. I think he realizes that though. So, with 7
Congratulations.
people um, with 7 people in the race, you are indeed the champion. So, congrats.
Other tracks on the Xfinity scheduled, I mean,
I would say,
they were hard if
I
I
would say
didn't.
Chicago for me.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like way back. Yeah, I would say Chicago because that's the only place I think at podium. Plus, I ain't racing in Middle Ohio and all that.
And that's weird to me because this happened on Heat 3 too, wherever I like to go, and thought I could be competitive. That the rest of the Von Poon garage doesn't like it, and then vice versa. I just always thought
Heat
that was
3, I
really
love
funny.
Chicago. I haven't liked the Heat 4 and Heat 5.
Well, the thing is, all of my tracks that I like, everyone else hates, so I can feel similarly. Like, I love Iowa, but like everyone says, "Yeah, screw Iowa." I'm just like, no, Iowa's great. What are you talking about?
Nathan knows Iowa.
Nathan likes Iowa because I converted him. He no,
Converted
you
him
think
to
I'm
a
kidding?
religion.
No, I converted him.
It's just Patonism now. It's gonna take
Yeah.
over the world.
Yep.
So like, what happened is like because Nathan's on MRT, and MRT, we had a big practice going into Iowa. It was actually the first. He's saying Iowa is the best. So like I said, we had a big practice, and I got all of the
lag.
Cup guys into.
Damn
Packers lag warning 1. Got into a practice, and I showed like Nathan, Dakota, Piper all how to run Iowa, and we finished in the top 5 that race. And then this past race at Iowa, we finished 1, 2, 3. So
See, I liked Iowa on Heat 2 and Heat 3, but first place I did in Heat 4 was Iowa, and I sucked bad.
oh, that was
I think it was Queens League.
that was my
I remember
first.
that Heat 3 Xfinity race.
That was my first
yeah,
ever
I bet you
win,
do.
was at Iowa.
I bet you did, yes.
Hey, I won that race honorably, alright? that literally the most honorable win I've ever gotten.
The most honorable or dishonorable?
Honorable.
Honorable? The most honorable win? I don't. This is gonna sound bad. I don't think I've had a quote unquote honorable win. I think most of my wins have just been just. Okay, I know how that sounds. But like, I'll tell you the most dishonorable win, as Cyber gets a major loose moment, and I think that may have just been his chance at the race right there. I know the most dishonorable win I had was when I won on fuel mileage at Daytona. Probably, I would probably consider that my most dishonorable win. Because any track by fuel mileage is very sketchy. Like, it's just like not everyone can make it, but I consider racing to be everyone going balls to the wall, going for the win.
I got you.
BS, what's your most dishonorable win?
Oh, hell yeah. No, 16-2 stop.
Good question. Like, I've...
Pit quiz 5 after this? I need BS's Xfinity pit quiz.
Nathan says he knows his most dishonorable win. He apologizes directly to me. I was like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think
Welcome,
my
Wolf
most,
Yeah, thank
my
you. We're
most dis-
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Just saying. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But I don't know. I feel like that's a really weird question, honestly. Really think about it, because we think about our wins just in general as like, oh yeah, we went across the line first, but we don't really think about like, oh yeah, was it honorable, was it not, until like after the fact.
yeah, for sure.
Probably, I don't know. It's my I remember a race that God, I was on something other. It was a Dover race. I don't know why, but I was just driving mad the entire time. Probably the one time I was actually tilted the entire race. I don't know why, but I was it was something else. That's probably my most dishonorable race that I've had. Nothing I look back on fondly.
I think probably my most dishonorable win is when I stole Dover from Packers at the end of the race. He dominated because he got taken out. I think I was like the 5th fastest car, but I was the only one that survived.
Oof.
Oh, I stole a win from Joe at Phoenix. Pitted the same time he took 4, I took 2, and held off.
What game was that?
I wouldn't know.
Heat 2.
Heat 2.
Oh,
Well, mine was Heat 2. My first hit the truck one.
Hey, there we go. I mean, I'm gonna miss the trucks while we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss the truck in Xfinity Series. Come the new game, I can't wait for them to get added back eventually.
Probably next year it'll be.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like it's gonna be the game after Ignition.
I think if
Well, if the physics are good, yeah, they get good reviews. Go add them back.
Nah, it's gonna be Heat Evolution. What are you talking about?
I mean, they did hype that up quite a bit.
Oh man, can you imagine if we're just looking at Ignition and thinking it's gonna be the next big thing, and then all of a sudden it's just Heat Evolution 2.0?
I remember when they called Heat Evolution a sim.
Oof! Wow!
The biggest sim.
That was before I started getting back into before I started getting back into just racing games in general. But that was they actually called Heat Evolution a sim.
Yeah, that's what they advertised it as.
That's what they marketed it as. Oof!
And all the
Wow.
races got it, and oh, that's funny.
They tore it apart. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
I
No, but-
was looking at Heat. I was looking at Ignition comment section, like one of their hype videos, and one of the comments was they marketed Heat 1 as a sim game. I'll wait to pre-order or something like that. And I shared it because I thought it was pretty funny. But don't send that to Joe because he'll like.
No, I was
Don't
watching,
send that to Joe. Don't send that to Joe. Trust the process. Yeah, you're right.
I was watching Will Ladman's video. He said it's like NASCAR 09.
NASCAR
He
09.
played it.
And see, I never
He
played
it
09. I never played 09. Is that a good? Is that a compliment or an insult?
Offline was garbage, but online was fun.
Okay, so it's a mixed bag of compliment and insults. Okay.
Yeah.
So see, I don't give a shit about offline. I just want to be able to race online.
Yeah.
I don't give a shoot. But
Yeah, sorry about the language in your stream.
oh no, you're fine.
We're just gonna end up getting canceled.
I'm
now.
sorry. Okay, but yeah. Right, like right now, like the field's so spread out. We've already talked about everything.
Well, I was
Nathan.
with Packers and
Yeah, and as soon as that got split up, because that was the most interesting battle on track right there. Um, but yeah, now right now everyone's just kind of closing on out the laps. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's gonna be
Plymouth has a 3.5 second lead.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
it's 4 seconds back to Packers. And
4 seconds.
the Packers.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
So
3 seconds to me.
yeah. Now to see like, I feel like with ignition, um, I don't know. This could just be me, put my tinfoil hat on. Because of how long it's taking for gameplay to come on out, that's a red flag for me. I don't know. This could be me though.
Especially when they say they're playing gameplay and it's like 20 seconds at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird to me. Also, the people who said they played at Daytona, they said that they felt like they were playing with assists on, and so it's not as accurate. It's just not accurate. You gotta be able to turn all the assists off.
I want to see a track with off throttle. I need to see off throttle time.
And the thing is, and of course it was Daytona, so it's just like, I get it's the most user friendly. Exactly, Nathan. I know that we could play in Daytona, but I'm just talking. That's exactly what I was about to say. It's Daytona. Literally, the people that it was meant to market towards at Daytona was, I'm just gonna hammer down the R2 button, and that's it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot more people than I care to think about.
The track's NASCAR at each week.
Now
so
see,
we'll get Darlington video this week.
Now see, if they had it at Darlington, I would love to see that gameplay, because I want to see exactly how off throttle and the braking works, as well as the physics, because you can get so much knowledge on like a track like Darlington as opposed to Daytona or any super speedway, because apparently it's going to be at Dega as well. So
I hope they fix Darlington.
Oh, I hope they just fix turn 2. I don't even care about they could have Heat 5 Darlington as long as they fix.
I hope they make it wider, because it should be wider.
Yeah.
I feel like Darlington is one of the least broken tracks on this game, to be honest.
It just turn 2 well.
Richmond on a preset is garbage.
Martinsville
is also garbage. Yeah.
Honestly, all the tracks are garbage, but we're kind
of. Oh no! That's too hot. Fun. That's too hot of a take.
Homestead's fine. Bristol could be better, but it's fine.
Well, I'm just mean from accuracy. Well, then again, I think maybe if they fix the physics, the tracks would be better.
It's all coming down to physics. And plus the presets they put in the game.
What were people saying that it's like, it's like F1? I don't get it. I don't get that comparison.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I mean, unless they're literally talking about, yes, there's 5 slider options, and F1 has 5 slider options. Oh, it's like F1, but no, that's not.
But F1 has that little tablet thing, and the game's gonna have that little tablet too.
Wow, so much like F1. Wow.
I didn't hit his old people from Codemasters with the company now, so maybe that's why.
I feel like we're comparing apples. Yeah, Nathan says, according to Rusty, they scanned the tracks, but
I'll believe that.
But 704 said they did the same thing too. So I'm just saying, I've also have gone on record many times is that yes, I want this game to be good, but I have this second guess in me that it's gonna be that it's, I feel like something's fishy here.
I think anyone who isn't even a little bit skeptical is borderline foolish. I'm not thinking of anyone specific.
Amazing. I think Netflix,
but
I think next year's game's gonna be that's gonna be the good one.
I don't know. The thing that also kind of kills me is that, I mean, the game is going to be very, very bare bones. It's career
took
and
out,
online. And that's it.
And race now.
Yes. And race
Took
now.
out championship.
Took out
test mode.
Took out test mode. They took out what's it called? Like the little challenges that you could do. They took out settings, so I'm sorry you have to deal with everything the way it is. You can't change anything.
Wait, they actually took out settings?
No, I'm lying.
Easy mode for Wolfgon.
Oh, that's why it makes so much sense. That's why he's gonna be so good in the next game. We all have to be like that.
Take the Wolfgon line.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the next game because of MRL. Everyone in MRL. Let's kind of switch topics here for a hot second. As we end the season here at season 0, we have a fun season coming up here, which is just to celebrate the end of Heat 5. Essentially, they kind of give off 2 laps to go.
3 laps.
3 laps to go. Galen's currently leading by a very huge margin, so unless something happens, like he blows a tire.
Still 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But essentially, we have a fun season coming up for both Cup Series and Xfinity Series, and it's to celebrate everyone that is participating, giving time out of their days to race with us. In the Cup Series, there is going to be prizing. I personally want to show and give a little something back to everyone that is actually coming out and racing with us. And then the Xfinity Series fun season is to celebrate the Xfinity Series and just to kind of show it off for Heat 5, because we're going to be without it for an entire year, maybe even more. So, yeah, the racing here at MRL is definitely not done, but I like to thank everyone watching as well as everyone that is racing, not just in this race, but in MRL itself, for coming on out and supporting this league.
Last lap.
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Not really sponsored. I wish it was sponsored, but we haven't gotten that big yet.
Well, I think it'll be a fun little mini season. Too bad it was 3/4 of some of the worst tracks.
Well, honestly, I wanted to give as Kalen comes around to turn 4 to take a victory. That was Nathan right there. I think doing donuts. Yeah, he's doing donuts right now. So yeah, he's having fun.
He lost the top 5 of it.
Man, that's a stat. That's a stat right there. But yeah, he's doing donuts. Yeah, he's having fun.
It was 18, 5, 20, 89, 98. Top 5.
Gotcha. BS, I'm also going to invite the podium as well as the champion in here to...
yeah, you gotta get the champion.
Yeah, you gotta get the champion.
Question, was Worst Cod too many laps down for 6?
Yes.
4 laps down.
Okay.
I also lied to Nathan. He had to finish 6 or better.
Imagine.
Can't even imagine he gave it up there at the end. Be like, you listen to me. Anyway, but yeah, no.
Just be revenge.
So,
for, that race.
good race, guys. If I could have a picture of the full official results, that'd be perfect. I'm going to invite the podium, which is Kalen, Cyber, and Packers up to the booth, as well as the champion up for post-race interviews. Thank you guys so much for a great season. Hopefully we can see you in the fun season starting next week. Can you imagine though?
that would be absolutely hilarious.
But he did actually still finish 6, so I should have said top 5, but yeah. Best lap goes to Nathan actually with a 32.2. So yeah, he was motoring right there. But yeah, let's get these guys. up in here.
And I think that actually kind of brought up a big difference between last night's race and tonight's race. Draft seemed to play a lot more of a factor last night with all of the top four fastest times. That would have been the podium guys and myself. We all had ones, low ones
Yes.
at that. I think Hunty almost had zero.
Um, but unlike yesterday, the field was really spread on out for like the entirety of the run. So really close to how that kind of checked on out. But to kind of go through the official results, we have Kalen as the winner, Cyber P2, Packers P3, Brandon P4, Heron P5, Nathan P6, Worst Cop P7, Pied Piper and Do the Do P8 and 9 with their DNFs. So while we wait for everyone to get in here, never mind, they're already here. Good talk. BS, do you have a preference on who you want to interview?
No.
Good talk. I'll tell you what. I'll take the champion and P2. You get Packers and Kalen.
Alrighty, so also with Packers, how you doing, Packers?
I'm alright, thank you.
So it looks like you got mired back early, but you fired it back up. How was the race for you?
Went pretty much like I thought it would go. I always run pretty well here. I haven't won here in a long time, but I always like racing at this track, so I gave it my best shot and came up a little bit short. So.
Well, you certainly gave it your best go. And I want to say congratulations on your podium, and you had an awesome season.
Thank you.
Alright, Pat, you want to take P2?
Cyber, you got way too loose too many times. What do you have to say for yourself?
Just a car that was like in the reference of Kyle Busch, just trash and garbage. Pretty much, I threw in adjustments to tighten it up. Thought I had it, still was loose. Last pit stop, I made another adjustment. Thought I had it that one, but no, I just made it again like always. So I appreciate the guys at the back of the shop with the 5-car, fast car all season of my part-time schedule. I really wanted to win this one. I thought I had a good shot at it, but got beat by the better car today.
Well, still, a P2 is a wonderful stat to have. You have, much like Hunty on Sundays, you have the honor of finishing every single race on the podium. So good job for that. That's definitely a good stat to have. Of course, going into this is not your main series, by the way. Of course, you won the Cup Series title on Saturday. So just going out for fun here. Is there anything you could have done different to the 18 besides wrecking him?
No, I mean, I could have maybe pitted maybe when he pitted so early. Maybe I could have should have pitted the next lap, but I was sticking to my mantra to fresh tires, no matter what, to the checker.
Oh, there we go. Cyber, congratulations on completing season 0. I think definitely you were in position and one of the fastest guys out there. However, you were only outdone by one other person. A P2 is still a really good finish to have, and that top spot belongs to Kalen. BS, you want to do the interview?
How you doing tonight, Kalen?
No, not too bad. Happy to finally get one win out of the 3 Homestead races I've done this weekend.
Well, I have to say you did a really good job out there. How did you go into this race? Did you design yourself intentionally for the long run, or did it just kind of work on out to be that way?
I know where to usually start for here. I know it gets real loose, so I start off a little bit slower and tighter, knowing that I ain't gonna have mistakes on the back end. That's the main goal for me, is to eliminate the mistakes. and make sure I'm not speeding on pit road, which cost me a race yesterday. So I'm happy to take a win. Racing the Cyber, I want to say, good race.
For sure, for sure. And you've certainly made a statement here, not only to the Xfinity garage, but to the Cup garage as well, since you'll be moving on to Cup next season. Is how does that boost your confidence going into the Cup season, either in the Dash for Cash or on a new game?
Oh, I mean, I have a lot of confidence. It's just that when making my mistakes is my problem. I usually make too many mistakes on a race, and that's what usually kills my chances.
Well, you were mistake free tonight, and it gave you a win. Congratulations on winning the race. And Patton, would you like to get our champion?
Well, first, actually, I want to say before we move on to that, Kalen, with your win tonight, this actually locks you into um, the next game All Star race. I actually had to double check my stat on that. I thought you had one with us previously, but no, it was actually with a poll. So you have earned a poll, which puts you in both the Clash on November 6th as well as the All Star race in 2022. So congrats on that. That is a well, you don't have to worry about making the Open. I'll say that.
Yeah, thank you. I was kind of missing the win in this series. It's happy to get that.
Well, that's Xfinity slash lights as it is now down, and now had to go get that cup win. Now you came close on two separate occasions. Time to check that gold trophy.
I'll get there.
There we go. And now for the man of the hour here. Where is? Oh yeah, down here. It's the C's for Jeremy Clements. How are you doing today, boss?
I'm doing pretty well.
Wow. Okay, that's not. Come on. What is that? What is that? You just want to talk. You're just like, yeah, I'm doing all right.
I know, but
60
I
point
got a one
deduction.
I got a 1 month old trying to sleep in the next room over.
Oh my god. The stuff we put up with. I'll
I
tell you
know,
what
right?
though. But I want to save majority of the questions for the fast lane episode. I'm sorry, that was not me hinting at something. I'm sorry, I'm actually just dying right now. But no, I want to save some of the questions for the fast lane episode. But majority though, your race, you definitely. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. You were not top of the board as you have been previously throughout the season. Were you missing in the race?
I was way too loose to start the race. I ended up pitting a few laps earlier than I wanted to, just because I burned off too much tire, and then that just you pit 3 laps early, and then 3 laps turns into 5 laps compared to the other guys. It turns like you keep losing laps after that, and so I ended up putting I think 2 whole rounds of wedge into the setup,
Oof.
and I know right that I ended up getting it to where I actually felt pretty good, but by that time it was I don't want to say it was pointless, but as you can tell, I was just driving one-handed, talking to y'all on the on the stream.
Yeah, you were that bored.
But I did get the
Good
fastest
talk.
lap of the race.
Yes, you did. I was actually wondering, were you that bored driving as you were talking to us in the stream? Because I think you heard what we were talking about, and I think you just wanted to join on in. Was it? It was a bit of a lonely race for you, wasn't it?
It was 100 laps of qualifying, basically.
Mm, yikes. Sometimes it'd be like that though, and I don't say that ironically. I mean that is honestly sometimes it is like that. But though let's turn into the grand scheme of things. This is your inaugural, not first ever championship by any means. Unlike Cyber, who winning the cups. the Cup Series. That was his first title. This is actually your second career title. How does it feel to come out on top?
It feels a lot better than the first one. I actually feel like I earned this one. Packers actually he kept me on my heels a lot. And I actually had to win some races. That was fun winning races.
And
This is the first season I've ever won races in, so it kind of all come together.
exactly. That experience, that practice, that motivation, that dedication. That is exactly what champions are made of. Like I said, I want to keep most of the questions that I have for the Fastlane episode. So we definitely have to schedule a time with all of our champions for the series to see what day and what time works on out. Because I definitely want to talk to you guys in more detail about your individual seasons. But Nathan, though, congratulations on the title. It was hard fought against Packers. He was keeping you honest at certain times where it was back and forth. But ultimately, you are the inaugural champion, and you've already confirmed that you are coming back, potentially in a bigger way for Lights as opposed to Cup, to defend your title, both in the fun season as well as season one proper. So we're glad to have you, and maybe you'll be the first back-to-back champion.
I hope to go for it.
Well, there
Got to
we
beat
go.
got to beat the guys like Packers though, and then I'm sure Cyber and those guys will be.
Well, there we go. And honestly, like I said in the stream, thank you everyone for racing, not just the ones I'm talking to right now, but everyone that is watching, everyone for racing in both the Cup side of things as well as the Xfinity side of things, and for just taking time out of your day to join my little league here at MRL. BS, do you have any final thoughts for anyone in the call right now?
Congratulations, Nathan and Cyber on your titles, and congratulations, Kalen, on your win. And Packers, you had a great seasons. Well done to all of you.
Thank you.
Well, and like I said, sometimes in season-long points, it does come down to battles like this. This was one for the history books because this was the first season. Hopefully, next season can be just as good, if not better. So, like I said, thank you everyone for coming on out. This has been your host, Private Patton, thanking BS for joining me up in the booth, as well as Brandon B. Right Racing for our in-race reporting. So thank you guys for helping me out with this, and congratulations to Kalen for taking the win. We have Cyber, who finished second in this race but won his title in the Cup Series. Packers for coming in P3 here for another podium and came one spot short of the title to Nathan. Hard fought between you two, but you both had a spectacular season. We've been talking about it, and we will continue to talk about it for races and seasons to come. So thank you guys. This is season 0 officially done. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you guys in the fun season starting this coming Saturday, and then season 1 proper on November 6th. Have a good one, guys. Peace.